Okay, we are going to set up and do the holes in the bottom here now. Take that end mill out and put the edge finder in again. We can put this end mill away. Let's get a cutter tube for it. Change collets. Edge finder. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the back of the jaw up, and then I'm going to pick this edge up over here on this side. Actually, I should pick up the side up against the stop. Then I could just flip it without moving. Let me check something here with my mic. Instead of my calipers, I'm going to get my mic out. Just want to get a pretty accurate reading of the lengths to see if they're how close they are. Calipers are not good for anything, in my opinion, anything more than plus or minus 5 with the calipers, and sometimes even less than that, sometimes even 10 now, depending on the person using it and how the jaw is. If you measure out on the tip. So we got 852, 851. So there's only 1 thou difference. So yeah, I can pick up the end. I can just pick up the end of it. It'll be fine. So we'll come in here, slide up against the stop, locker, and I'm gonna come over here and pick up the back of the jaw. There. 0 my Y. Moved 100. And then 0 it again. And I'm going to come out. And I'm going to go pick that end of that part up. There. 0 my X. 100. Zero it again. All right, now we're sitting right at the corner of the back. We are sitting right at the back corner of the part right here. Right there. Right there. And what we need to do overall 844, and actually it was 852, 625, 735. I'm just seeing if it's, I'm trying to calculate to see if it's symmetrical across there. those holes. I'm thinking that it is. Let's just write some numbers down here. It's 110 and 625. So that would be 735. And it's 8. Yeah, so it's symmetrical. So won't matter. So let's put the drill chuck in. Then find our way. The drill chuck in. And use center drill. And those are 129. So that'd be 117 to get it in the center of that on X. $117, half of 234, and then it's 110 over. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to zero my readout there. I could have hit incremental and moved over for the next hole, but that's okay. Right there. Okay, take that part out. The other part in. And do the same. Oh, darn it. Clumsy. Coordinated fingers. All right, try that again. There. All right, now over to the next hole is, I think it was 625. Yep, 625. So we can move our X to 625. $6.25. And go through it again. Take that one out. Put the other one back in. Slide it up against the stop. Okie doke. The only thing left on this is the radius on here, and I think I'm going to radius the end of it also. Let's see if I'm going to get a cylinder head here once. And I believe it goes across these two right here, like that, next to the spark plug. Interesting. I don't know if it goes across these two or this, in which case I'll have to mill some of this away. Geez, I had this in CAD. It looked fine. Nope, it is. It is the one up and down here. So it goes right here, which the spark plug is going to be. I might have to, because I'm not sure how I'm going to tighten and loosen the spark plug. Not a whole lot of room. I should have went with a smaller plug, but I went to the size that they. Actually, I think I even did go smaller than what they called out. This is the back. Yeah. So. Yeah, their spark plug is 5/16 thread. That's what I put in it, because I went with what they called out. I was going to go with 1/4 inch. I almost should have now, seeing that. Wish I'd have paid attention on my CAD file. Of course, I don't know if I made the spark plug up on the CAD. It's going to be awful darn close. I may end up having to take and set it up and cut a notch in here and notch it out in order to get a spark plug wrench in there, or socket or something to tighten it up, or take this off, put spark plug in, put this on. Don't know. I suppose I could do that. So why do they have a notch in it then? They have the notch away. So this is actually sitting like that. Nope, not like that. Like that. I'm wondering if I didn't mess up here. Oh yeah, I did. Well, that's only a few. There's only a few thousandths, because they're calling out 109 from this edge over, and I went 114. Well, that's only 5 thou. That's not going to make it or break it. But I could come down here, clamp it in, and come over here and put a radius in there carefully. Well, I guess I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. When I get the spark plug made and I get it put in there, and we'll see just how close it is. They're calling out a 3/8 hex. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put a smaller hex, but I'm going to put a 3/8 shoulder down here, and then come up and then go in and put a smaller hex on there so that I can get a wrench on it or something on it. I'll figure it out. I'm just sitting here kind of deburring it. What are we going to work on next here? What did I write down the other day? I'm looking for my paper. Oh, I think it's on the one that I got hanging here. Oh yeah. We will work on the push rod. The push rod. I was looking at the cylinder head orientated the wrong way. That's why it was looking like it was interfering with the spark plug. So it's not. So that's the way it goes. I was thinking that this was the exhaust port and it was up here, and the exhaust port is down here. This is the intake. I got the springs messed around here. I got the exhaust spring on the intake and the intake on the, so I'll have to switch those two springs around. And then, so everything looking all right. So the only thing is, this cylinder head is a little thicker than the other one, and I don't have 540 screws long enough. So I got to order some screws that are a little longer. Darn it. I don't think I have any long enough. But I'm going to go ahead and start working on the push rod guide or bracket on the side. That is which page here? Oh, right here, push rod bearing. And they don't have it round. I'm going to try to round that off also. So anyway, that's the next project to work on, and then we'll move on to the cam follower and then the cam. So I need to round up some material and get started on that. Oh, I will be back. See, I'm going to round it off like that instead of having it square. So, but anyway, I had a little bit of a fright there. I thought that, oh, my spark plug hole and or something's wrong, because it's not, the spark plug is going to be tough to put in. But I was, like I say, I was looking at it wrong. That's not the first time, won't be the last. So it's coming along. The box I did stain. This isn't attached to it yet. Stuff out of the way so I can set it over here. I can pick it up. Set it over here. I think I might have already showed you the box, but I'm not a carpenter, but I don't think it came out too awful bad. The corners don't look like they're too much of gaps in between, and the inside there should be plenty of room for battery and coil and whatever else I need to put in there. An ignition board. The ignition board will probably be attached up here on it. So, and what I'm thinking about is having to sit here and having like a little wooden box just for show, a little wooden box, and have my spark plug wire from underneath come into that wooden box and then come out of that wooden box and into the plug. And then the same thing with my Hall effect wires, have that going into that box so that it looks like there's a little coil box there. I don't know. I'm just thinking as I'm going along here, making it difficult.